golden wafers. She lived just a
It was my
2-minute walk
most favorite place on earth.
Yeah.
After.
Mine is always poker.
You want to know my poker face?
Like I can just borrow and build this person.
So in real life, this is your best behavior.
This is the best. This is the most charming you'd.
I have a few clothes that I've kept them in the cupboard. I don't never wear them, but they are horrible to wear. but I've just kept them.
From which film?
Ghosla.
Oh, you have lent them to me on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Diana Penty, Chunky Pandey, Sumeet Vyas, Banita Sandhu, Boman Irani, welcome to CNN News 18.
Thank you.
Hi.
Thank you.
Now, you all be seen next in the film Detective Sherdil that will be premiering on Z5 on June 20th. Now, this is, of course, a whodunit where Diljit Dosanjh is, of course, playing the titular role. What do you like most about the film and your respective characters when you were offered this film?
She'll answer first.
This one's all on Banita.
Most about the film and
he's
about-
asking who done it.
He wants to know.
Should we just
That
say
I know
it and
who's
call
done
it
it.
a
I've
wrap?
seen the film.
I think my favorite thing about Shanti, my character, is honestly her relationship with her dad.
Oh, so
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah.
I tell you, I really enjoyed my moments with Shanti, Banita, darling here. And not with you because we don't have a single scene together. You come in after I copped it. No? So, but you are one of my favorite actresses in the industry. You know that. I've seen you grow up. I've seen you as a little kid going to school at the convent. But I was a shopkeeper and you were a customer, really.
Really?
Yeah.
Which your mom bakery?
Golden wafers. She lived just a
It was my
2-minute walk away.
most favorite place on earth
Yeah.
after school. I would
2-minute
stop.
walk away, and she was a darling as a little kid. She's a darling today.
What I liked most about the film, देखो मैंने picture देखी नहीं है. What I liked most about it was I shot in Budapest. What I liked about the film is after I see it, I'll tell you, but I really enjoyed working because it was a great star cast put together, great plot. और हर character जो था was totally unpredictable. So I think that made it very, very, very.
To be suspect, है ना?
In fact, I'll tell you something. अगर आप मुझे पूछे who the murderer was, I always thought it was you somehow kind of.
What's wrong with
I always thought.
What I liked, I've known Ravi, the director, and I was very happy that he's making his first film.
Yeah.
I liked the story. It was a very nice, gripping story. It was a very classic whodunit sort of a plot. You know, I finished the whole thing in one go. And the fact that we were going to be shooting with Boman sir, and Diana, and Chunky sir, and Banita, and
Ratna
Diljit, Ratna ma'am.
Yeah.
These are all my favorite people. So, you know, there were a lot of pluses.
Now the film is, of course, full of tension, and it looks like everybody is a suspect. What emotional state did you tap into while playing your character?
I tell you, there is a stress for me simply because I'm betrayed in a way, right? So emotionally, it's not a very nice place to be.
Yeah.
It actually it can affect you. Jokes apart.
To be betrayed is bad.
Betrayed by myself because I'm one of the suspects.
True.
You are the murderer. Sorry.
For me, I don't think there were many emotional bits, to be very honest. I'm playing this person who's he has a very, very single
Yeah.
agenda in the film, you know, and he's going pretty ruthlessly after that agenda. So there's no real emotional turmoil that he goes through. There's legal and financial turmoil that he's kind of dabbled into. It was quite nice.
I think maybe grief for me. I think grief is a really complex emotion, and having to explore the different layers and stages of that is something that is quite profound.
I don't know, मेरा जो character था, it was more of a man who spends time in the fields and the gardens. So mast mola, flying with the birds, living in the trees. I was very calm, and that was the emotion when I shot it also.
That's a great misdirection for the
No.
I just love the fact that along the way, there's just so many things that keep getting revealed and, you know, little plot twists, and that keeps you on your toes even as a viewer. So even when I read the script for the first time, I wanted to know what was going to happen next. And it's only until the end that you find out, you know, what actually
Happened.
transpired. So it really keeps you on your toes and it makes you want to watch more. And that was one reason that drew me into, to the script and to wanting to do this film. And of course, the director and the producers, Ali and Himanshu, who are wonderful, and just getting to know that there's this amazing cast alongside as well, that we got to hang out together and do so much fun stuff. So it was all, just the perfect package.
I just want to, Boman sir, I want to ask, ये अभी मैं सवाल करना चाह रहा हूँ.
Oh, बाप रे, sorry यार.
Murder mystery when we make,
जी.
should actors know who the killer is? If suppose you had to direct a murder mystery, would you tell all your actors who the murderer was? Who did it?
Of course.
You tell.
And then change it in the end.
but tell me that.
It depends. It really depends. There's a joy in knowing.
Beforehand.
There's a pleasure in knowing.
In the murderer or the
That
suspects?
that I know I'm the murderer. And there's a joy in knowing that. While you're messing with everyone's heads. It's beautiful. No harm in knowing.
बहुत criminal mind है आपका.
So then, let me ask that question to you. When you're working in a murder mystery, what's harder? Hiding something or acting like you have no clue?
I think both, no?
As an actor, I think you have to kind of do the same thing for both, right?
Correct.
In a different way. It's just how the audience perceives it.
Correct. And I tell you, the one big thing in murder mysteries is misdirection. Without misdirection, you're never going to keep the audience guessing.
Means send them to a wild goose chase.
Yeah, and then of course there's something called a red herring. You actually make the audience believe they've solved the case. And you feel they are one leg up on you. But they never will be, because you've had 6 months to figure it out. They are figuring it out while they're watching the film.
Watching the movie, correct.
Right?
Now, you all are suspect in the film. What's your poker face like?
You want me? Mine is always poker.
You want to know my poker face?
It's a dead face.
But to answer the previous question, it's more fun to know also, because then you can bluff it. It's like playing cards, no?
There's a vicious pleasure in it.
Yeah.
Poker.
And then you bluff it, you can bluff it better. Because you know your
that's only
cards.
the
I would
color.
love not knowing. Actually.
What is he saying is, we are actors here. We are supposed to bluff.
Yeah.
Acting is lying at the end of the day.
But Boman sir, why I am saying this? Because I've just done another murder mystery, जो already release हो चुकी है, Houseful 5.
Right.
And in that we were not told who the murderer was.
No way.
No, we only came to know in the climax. We were shocked. I think the murderer was also shocked. I'm the murderer. Because they shot the murderer.
director was also shocked.
So,
Maybe waited till the end, let me see how they behave.
किसको बनाना है?
so like you said,
Yeah, अच्छा है.
you just said actors are liars. How good liar are you?
When acting, I'm very good. Otherwise, in real life, not very good.
I'm the worst liar.
In real life, not very good.
Really?
Yeah.
But acting is about lying, no? If I'm playing somebody, the moment you change your name, you're being somebody else. That's a lie. You got to go with the lie.
But are you a good liar?
I'm
in
not
real
a good
life?
liar. I'm not a good liar.
Real life?
Me neither.
Even
No,
after
I'm not a
Yeah,
good
I'm awful.
I'm below average.
Below average?
I always fail the lie.
Not acting. We're talking about your
Lying.
Right, yeah.
Below average. I have always failed the lie detector.
But then, did you check with the director that if he want you to add some comedic touch to the character? Because this is
he was
really a
very-
delight to see you.
Yeah,
in
he
this
was very
character.
sure that he didn't want to see any of my funny characters, and he just wanted someone unpredictable and very
Much smaller, as you said.
much smaller and could go anywhere in any direction. Could be even totally off his rockers and killing people.
No,
So
he's not talking about you personally. He's talking about your character.
Oh, shit. My God.
But very nice character, I have to add.
Yeah.
He's a very nice character. I had some scenes with Chanka, and we used to
Bodhi
sit
Mama.
around in the garden. Haji?
Bodhi Mama.
Bodhi Mama, sitting around and just having conversations about life, because he's a disillusioned man. People will be thinking, what am I talking? Why am I in the film when I'm dead in the opening scene?
Yes.
But things happen in flashback. But Chunky, by nature, is a very content, happy-go-lucky person, looking at the happy side of life. Always asks you, what are you doing for lunch? What are you doing for dinner? peaceful, takes a lot of his own self-portraits. Likes to see his face, but having I love you. But having said that, that's how he is. So when he does the Bodhi Mama thing, it really feels Chunky is pretty much at home with himself.
Yeah.
He's pretty much comfortable with himself.
I was at peace with the character.
He's at
thank you.
peace with the character.
No, I take self-portraits. I took a lot of your pictures.
एक भी ढंग नहीं था.
But आपने मेरे बहुत अच्छे photo लिए. You know, he's a professional photographer.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he's taken some brilliant pictures of mine in Budapest.
We were just talking about acting, and you said acting is
Right.
about lying. To
Right.
each of you, what does acting mean to you? Apart from saying playing different character, does it give you a chance to see life from a different lens?
I'm so lucky I get to be a new person every day. I'm still confused who I am. I mean, that's my only
I think when you're
perspective.
playing characters, you're drawing from somewhere from your own life and your own experiences, a lot of it, and then of course you're also trying to find out as much as you can about the kind of person or the kind of character that you're playing. So you're doing a lot of research and trying to add that to these experiences as well. But I don't know personally, at least for me, I haven't changed as a human being because of a character that I've played. I feel like I've always been quite solid in who I am, and that hasn't changed along the
That's
years.
true.
If I may say so, I'm actually exactly the same when I started. I've evolved as a person, which I suppose
Well, that's
is a
what
good
he's
thing.
saying. Yeah.
But not because of the roles that I've played, just because with time and age and your life experiences, you do evolve.
Yeah.
But I still feel like I draw from what I know. So what I've already experienced, what I've gone through, the people I've met, I draw from there for the most part.
Give us some.
I
No, he's really some real wise ones.
Ah,
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah.
Making
I mean,
me
I feel
think.
like a lot of actors also. I'll talk about myself. I find myself to be rather dull and uninteresting. So every time I have to become someone, it really is a fun exploration for me, because I'm rid of. I don't have to be at my best behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like I can just borrow and build this person.
So in real life, this is your best behavior.
This is the best. This is the most charming you do. So while acting, while doing other characters, you're always, you're charmed by this personality. You find a voice, you find a person, a texture of a human, and then you're trying to be this person. And it's very trippy. You want to be on this journey for a little bit, you come back. Of course, on camera, you get to do less of it. In theatre, you get to do more of it. But yeah.
Diljit is, of course, playing the titular role in the film. We heard he's quite introvert. What was it like shooting with him? What kind of conversation you all had with him?
I asked him for 2 concert tickets. I'm joking. But he's a very fun guy to talk to.
Yes.
Yeah.
But for the most part, he used to keep to himself,
Yeah.
I feel.
He had an incredibly strong work ethic. I think
Yes.
that's something I definitely took away from shooting with him. And Diana said it before as well. Like he doesn't interfere. There's no ego when he comes on set, and he's just so all about the craft and all about the work. And it was an absolute pleasure to work with.
He's
Yeah.
very professional.
Incredibly, yeah.
Now, the film is titled Detective Sherdil, that means lion-hearted. So what is the most daring thing you have done in the life? Perhaps crashing a wedding, or you slapping somebody by mistake?
No, I slapped not by mistake.
Really, Padak!
Does jumping out of a plane count?
Yes,
Yeah,
that definitely
yeah.
does.
You parachute. With the parachute, you jumped?
नहीं with a rumal.
I just took a chance,
Chunky यार.
but I'm here
तू
today.
वो बाबा ही हो गया है.
Baba Black Sheep.
What's the most daring thing you've ever done?
I'm trying to think because too many have done. आप बताओ तो मैं अब तक 1-2-4 निकाल
What did
लेता
I
हूँ.
do? I've done a bunch of motorcycle trips, but one I've done alone. That was quite stupid and gutsy of me. I shouldn't have done that, but we did, nevertheless.
I think when I shaved my hair off for my first movie was pretty gutsy. I was like 18 years old.
Oh my God. Which
yeah.
film?
Now look at me. No, I'm joking. These were extensions. But yeah,
Which film?
October.
Yes.
Oh,
Saw
wow.
that. It was
Yeah.
lovely.
With Varun, no?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Boman,
So I was 25 then. And that's when I proposed to my wife.
I knew you took my line. I was going to say that. It's taken.
Proposed and what was even more scary was she said yes.
Most gutsy thing.
I said, really? Yes. Okay. 40 years after that.
There we go.
There you go.
I should have answered before.
Banita Sandhu, did you also learn sign language, and so do Diana and Sumeet?
Yeah, we all did.
Everyone.
Yeah.
I think
To
apart
communicate
from
with
How
her
many
character.
minutes?
Yeah.
Yes, I
and
know.
Purvak's character.
And Purvak's character.
Played by
yes.
Arjun, who's an
We had a
incredible
very
actor.
good sign language called Sitaram,
Yes.
right?
Sitaramji.
Sitaramji.
Sitaram,
yeah.
Correct.
It was very good. Very
He was
sweet.
very
Very
nice.
Yeah.
So this is of course a skill that you learned while being on job. Do you remember looking back at your film journey that one of the other skills you have learned while working on a film?
I had to learn to play violin. That was an incredibly hard instrument to play.
I learned how to act. I mean, because I don't come from a film background, I had no official training, so my first film I learned how to act in that only. In the old days, that's how you got experience, right?
Ah.
Y'all are all theatre people. Yeah?
I think languages.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then what happens is that one gets so involved with the language and you feel that learning the language and speaking in the dialect is the performance itself. It's not. That's just the bare
One
minimum.
aspect.
I think what we understand to learn when one becomes an actor is learning the human condition, the mind. Psychology really helps to know what a human being is capable of doing, of where the mind can, dark areas that it can go to. Like I always look at the positive side of things, even when we're sitting having this conversation. I like to keep it light. I like to keep it nice and brilliant, and you know. But there are characters that I've played that have taken me to very dark places, and you got to go for it, man. And you learn that sometimes you got to get into unfamiliar territory, and you must learn to be uncomfortable.
Like which film?
Many
Well Done
films.
Abba?
Well Done Abba wasn't really as dark as other films, but yeah, you understand the plight maybe of a driver who's trying to get his daughter married, or for that matter, even a Khosla, when you realize
Superb
this man
film.
is finding pleasure in seeing other people squirm. I would hate to be that person. But you got to just take the bit between your teeth and just do it and kind of enjoy it.
Horse riding. I'm-
All of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Otherwise, would have working with the gun a little bit. The last couple of things I did.
But isn't that so fun that in our job we get to learn all these new things?
Yeah.
Like we
It
would
is
never.
Yeah.
actually, because
Yeah.
otherwise I would probably never have done it. But
Right.
I also learned kickboxing for when I did Parmanu. I learned how to use a gun, fire a gun.
Horse riding.
Same.
I haven't learned horse riding.
Have you ever kept anything from a film set, like a prop or a costume, as a souvenir?
बहुत कपड़े रखे.
Yeah.
So many clothes home.
I stole a lot from
They
this
go
movie
into
actually.
movies anyway. Might as
No,
well
but
just
there,
use
many
them.
times I've worn my own clothes in the film.
Yeah.
And got them back home and kept them with me. And I've kept them like those memorable, whatever you call them. Yeah.
I have a few clothes that I've kept them in the cupboard. I
Cupboard,
don't never
wow.
wear them, but they are horrible to wear. but I've just
Which
kept
film?
them.
From which film?
Ghosla.
Oh, you
Yeah.
have. And from the Munna Bhai, you played that spare part. Wala.
Lucky
You
Guess.
gave that.
Those
Superb.
printed shirts, yeah.
Superb. shirt.
Amazing.
Lend them to me on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And Vishwatma, I kept most of the jackets. In fact, Manish had designed that
Wow.
that look for me, and I loved it. So मैंने वो रख दिए थे कपड़े.
I've not really, not kept any memorable. Yes, I've given some
No, he's
like
not talking about
shoes
the
and-
stuff you took from the hotel while
Hotel.
shooting.
This little soaps and all.
But I've actually given some clothes for films and projects because that I feel like ये इसके लिए ही है. So then you take it. I don't want it back. Then I'll have this
Low budget
thing.
की film थे.
Low budget की film.
मैंने बहुत किए.
Finally, this film is of course a murder mystery. Which is your favorite murder mystery?
For me, my all-time favorite, directed by Brian Singer, Usual Suspects. Classic.
Yeah.
For me, my favorite, Billy Wilder's, before somebody else says it. Billy Wilder's Black and White Witness for the prosecution.
Oh, yeah.
Zodiac.
Zodiac. Oh, yeah.
It
But the
really
amazing
bothered
part
me
of
because
Zodiac
we
is
never found
we
out,
never found out who
kind
did
of
it.
Yeah.
or kind of found out, but like you
No
know, like you were
confirmation.
left with that feeling of
Amazing.
I was really frustrated, but engrossed, like in a good way, in the film.
Lovely movie.
Yeah.
Well, you know, when I was watching it, I felt like Diana was playing Kitty to Karamchand when the film started, although it turned out to be something else. But I'm looking forward to watching Sherdil again. Thank you so much for talking to me and all the best.
Thank you.